We're going to see Luke Bryan.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hi, hello.
We're back.
Welcome to
Socially Unsocial. I'm Patty.
And I'm Danielle.
And we have not skipped a beat, so we are just getting back into it.
Look at that flow.
I love it. We were in sync. We even said the name at the same time.
I have one question.
Yes.
Listeners, did you miss us?
Time flew. I missed you.
I missed you. It definitely was weird.
I know.
We were off balance, but I think we were too busy too to realize that we were off balance too.
I realized it. Every Wednesday, once a week, I would just sit and be like, I wonder what she's doing.
Is she thinking about me? I'm thinking about her.
Is she happy? Is she happier without me? Are we okay?
Well, I know that there's definitely a few people that missed us because I've gotten a few text messages being like, you guys coming back? Are you guys done? My husband's always like, so it's over, huh?
I'm sure our husbands were like, sweet. We don't have to listen to them talk about it. We don't have to listen to them at all.
Yeah. But I feel like it also gave some of you time to catch up.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Do you feel like you know us better now that you've had the time and you didn't feel like you had to constantly just listen to the new episode and fall behind on 3 more?
I know. Are they too long? Is the episode too long or is it just right?
Oh, I feel like we were doing good. We were trying for 30 minutes towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. That's perfect. I'm sorry.
Sometimes when we're talking about good shit, we're just going to keep talking.
Yeah, you can't.
You don't want to listen? Shut us off.
Land the plane. I've been landing more planes lately. I feel like I wrap it up a little better.
Missy loves that phrase. She'll just say it all the time now when we're talking. Yeah,
it's so good. It is good. I think it reminds. Shoo. Yeah. And then I watched this reel the other day, and it was like 2 girls on a plane, and they were doing rock paper scissors, and whoever lost would have to clap when the plane landed. Do you hate those people that clap when the plane lands?
I mean, I don't think it really bothers me either which way. I guess I've never paid attention to it.
Oh, I think it's like out of a movie. It is so funny when people clap when they land.
I feel like it was warranted if you had like a very rough turbulency flight.
Or if there was like a crying baby and then finally.
Oh, but I feel like that's such a dick move. Like, I'm a dick, but I feel like that's a dick move. The baby can't help itself.
Absolutely. The baby. I mean, I've been that parent. I've flown with my dog and had nightmare flight, and then I've flown with my children and had nightmare flight. But I mean, it is what it is. I'll clap to that. Like, I get to get off this plane.
If you're clapping for yourself, then fine. But if you're clapping because some baby didn't shut the fuck up, be a bigger fish to fry.
Yep.
So, how was yours? Okay. We were doing good with the audio, and now I don't know what happened. So how was everyone's summer?
I know, it's over. It flew.
Oh, I can't believe it.
It was a good summer.
Literally rounding the end of September. And our last episode was right before 4th of July. So not only have we missed a lot, you guys have missed a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a good July. It was a hot end of summer. I feel like it's still hot right now.
Yeah. Well, they said Chicago has pretend fall, then back to being summer.
Is it called Indian summer?
I think so.
I love Indian summer.
But that's a problem too, because it's like, okay, there's really no pools open. Like, kids are back in school, so it's not like, oh, we can have a beach day.
I wish I had a pool, because we'd be poolside right now.
Oh, that'd be cool. Then we'd be like, we've made it. We're doing a podcast in a pool. Then we could change the name, podcast in a pool.
Well, our audio already is awful, so can you imagine it in a pool? Now we have water to deal with.
Blah, 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 blah.
I'm shocked that you did that.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in a weird mood. I wouldn't call it slap happy. I think today is the day where I'm just like, I don't give an F.
I give up. Yeah. You're literally same. I was thinking this morning that why don't we just have mimosas? I should just pop champagne. I won't because I have to drive my kids later, but
maybe next week find a driver. Linda,
Yes.
Verge,
Yeah.
we need you.
Yeah. They'll come over and be like, there they go again.
Well, that's what kind of happened to me. I had a bridal shower the other day.
Ooh.
And so
I love showers.
we know. And I hate them. This one wasn't too terrible, but I had champagne. You know, it was Aperol Spritz theme.
I love that theme. Was it all orange?
Yeah. So everyone was in orange. Then they had the, you know, like usually have like the mimosa bar, but it was an Aperol Spritz bar.
How cute.
The cookies were made into like little Aperol Spritzes, and
That's adorable.
yeah, so very cute. They did a very good job. But so it was a really nice day. So I hadn't seen my husband all week. Like I had been working 12-hour days. By the time I got home, it was like 8, 9 o'clock at night. By the time I like finished up and unwind, you know, nothing. So I felt bad on Sunday. So I'm like, oh, it's nice out. Let's just go sit on a rooftop, you know, have a couple more drinks and then have some conversation. Then I'll be in bed by 7. Well, I decided that it was good to drink margaritas on that. So I was drinking champagne and margaritas, like 2 alcoholic beverages that can send me, you know, a little loopy headache, whatever. So I felt the headache coming on later that night. And I was like, I'm going to fucking pay for this tomorrow.
Oof.
Luckily, I ate enough food and drank enough water that I did not feel so crappy the next day.
Oh, good. So you just enjoyed
I dodged a bullet, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's scary.
But
Day drinking, margaritas.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I always know, you know, champagne's not a really good choice. But I'm like, champagne also, when you're drinking it in the morning, I feel like less of an alcoholic. I don't know about you.
You know what? They marketed that perfectly. Add orange juice, add a fruit, add strawberry.
Yeah, vitamin C. Get your vitamin C for the day.
Yeah, don't feel bad about yourself. No. Well, good. I'm glad that you enjoyed the bridal shower.
Yes.
That's nice. So were you out late, though, or did you call it in early?
No, we were home by like 7 o'clock, so.
That's how you know. That's when you win. Because have you seen those parties that they're like the day clubs? And
yes,
they
love them. Sign them up. Sign me up.
I haven't been to one. I've just seen them.
No, I've never been to one, but it's just like day drinking. And like the older I get, and it's like, I don't need to stay out till like everyone's like, hey, what do you want to do after this? What do we want to do after this? I'm like, it's 11 o'clock. It's midnight. Like, I get it. Like, if you're feeling it, you don't want to stop. But I feel like there's also a time where you could be like, I'm an adult. I'm going to put myself to bed.
Yeah. Where do you want to go after this? To bed.
Yeah.
That's where. 100%. I can't hang like I used to. And I think that I'm finally at the stage of life where I'm okay with missing out. You know, we've talked about this, like FOMO, like we don't need it. I only feel it like a little bit, but for the most part, you know, if I've had a few drinks and it's past 10 o'clock, I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah, I think it's all about state of mind. Like, did you overdo it? Did you underdo it? And then what is that next thing happening? Because if you're like, that doesn't sound too fun to me, like I'm out.
That's funny.
Like going to a crowded bar and like it being loud that you can't even have a conversation and you can't even move and you have to wait in line for a bathroom.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, I'll just go home.
Crowds, I'll go home. Yeah. Lines, take me home.
Missy sent me a reel the other day. It was like, you know, when you're an adult, you're like, when you're a kid, you're like, I can't wait to get an adult and I can do anything I want. I can stay out till 4 a.m. I can do this. I can do that. He's like, and then you get to the point where you're an adult and you don't want to do it. You don't have the time. You don't have the energy. You don't have anything. He's like, and I'm like, yes. He was like, why doesn't it work in reverse? And I said the same thing the other day. I was like, all these kids have all this energy. They should have less energy, and we should have the energy to try to keep up with it because it just diminishes so fast.
I know, it is really hard. I mean, I would love for it to work backwards, but I also wonder, does it work the way that it works? Because not only are we, yes, more tired, but like our priorities are different, and our priorities couldn't be different if we didn't grow up. You know, it's like there's the wisdom that comes with also now you're exhausted from all the knowledge that you now have, and like you just know better.
So the more exhausted you are, the smarter you are?
Well, you just don't have the energy to do all that stuff. So it's like, not only do I not have the energy, but it's okay because that's actually not good for me anyways. Like, I don't have the energy to go out till 3 a.m.
Right. Oh, I don't know how parents do it at all. And I'm sure I've said this a million times. If I had kids, I would never drink because I would be like, if I was hungover and had kids, it would be a bad day for my children.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to like be like, go play with Legos and I'm going to sleep and I'm going to watch you, but I'm going to like do it with my eyes closed. I'm just going to take a little nappy.
It's mommy's superpower. I can see you through my eyelids.
100%.
Oh, okay. All right, back to the topic at hand, because we definitely just went off course.
What is the topic at hand?
Well, we're going to talk about our highs and lows of the summer, because I know a lot of people were curious on what we did all summer. I know everyone we have such a life that people are like, what did you do?
I know everyone's so enthralled, as if we don't post
biting their nails.
Like, what happened? Okay, so drum roll, please. Dun, 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 dun. What was your high of the summer?
Oh, man. Okay. My high was the summer was going to Zach Bryan. That was my high.
So was it Zach Bryan, or was it reconnecting with me after a 2-month hiatus?
It was both. It was both. It was actually also for the fact that you were just like a stubborn old man before with like concert, like kicking. No, I'm not. No, it doesn't sound fun to me. And then to see you in that environment, being the polar opposite, being like a kid in a candy store. That was also like just so amazing. Like she seriously was like perma smile for 3 hours.
Well, the first song, first off, was called Overtime, which I had never heard until I looked up the set list of Zach Bryan, like leading up to it that week. And I was like, wow, this song.
Quit in Time. I thought it was.
No, Overtime. Well, there's another one called Quit in Time, but he opened with this song called I've been working overtime ever since I was a child. And his music is so poetic. So like, what I took from that was that you're always working harder than you should, even from when you were like a kid. And I feel like a lot of kids today take on the role of taking care of their parents or taking care of their family. And so that's kind of like what I was getting from this song. So he opens with that song, and it was so beautiful. And the moment was beautiful, and I got teary-eyed, and Danielle was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just so happy to be here." But I was. And then, of course, like, just the whole concert was really great. He's a really good artist. He's just like a storyteller. Oh, yeah, for sure. A poet. I love it.
And now he's in the news. Do you see, like, that he's the biggest jerk in the entire world? And another artist, Gavin Adcock, tried to fight each other.
Yeah, so I guess that Gavin Adcock, from what I'm getting from this, is that he's been talking a lot of crap about Zach Bryan on social media. And then he, like, said something... and then they were playing at the same venue, which
Festival in Oklahoma,
which is crazy. And Oklahoma, isn't that his hometown? Yeah. So that is just all so crazy. So anyways, they saw each other like backstage maybe, and there was that gate, and Zach Bryan literally like Spider-Man climbed up this fence and jumped over it, and Gavin Adcock like walked back and was like, you know, not confronting him. I mean, obviously you're grown men, like, yes, you can talk smack on social media and then you hide behind it in person, but like also don't be fighting. Like that's so we're adults. So Zach Bryan, obviously, I don't condone the fact that he was trying to fight him, but it is funny because he's like, "Oh, you talk all this shit," and then
right, yeah.
So I haven't heard that Zach Bryan's like, you know, being made to out.
Well, he was saying like he's such a jerk because it started with like after a show, a 14-year-old was asking Zach Bryan to like sign something or like take a picture, and I guess he was a dick about it. And then someone called him out on social media, and he was like, "You expect me to play for 3 hours and then, you know, come and fall at your feet and whatever." So then Gavin Adcock was just like, "You're a jerk. Like, come on."
Oh, okay, Gavin. You know what? When you start putting out stuff like Zach does and be so creative, and like I'm sure how exhausting that has to be. Like, I can't even be at a party for 3 hours, let alone the star of the party, let alone on a microphone for that long. And entertaining. And I did tell Mike, I was like, "Mike, not to compare my job as a fitness instructor to a superstar."
I can only imagine Mike's face during this, trying to be supportive.
Yeah, he's just like, huh? But like, it takes a lot. Like, if I'm in a class and I'm trying to get people excited, like to keep the energy level up. And I don't know if you like heard this, but of course, when I was like rewatching all the videos and like even live and in person, Zach Bryan, when he like the best parts of the song would be coming up, and all he would say was, "I trust you, South Bend." And it was like that's all he had to say, and just the way that he said it kind of put the ball in our court to then 80,000 people are now screaming the words to his song.
Yeah.
And I mean, just what a beautiful moment. But it doesn't happen by, you know, like you don't just happen to like be in that moment. You have to create that moment. Like Zach Bryan, the energy and the knowledge to pull that out of a crowd like that. I mean, that's exhausting. I don't know what it's like. I've only taught to 50 people.
We're going to work our way up. Maybe we'll get you 5,000 people sooner than later. It's going to be a stretch to get us to 50, but I'll help. I will tag team with Will, and we'll get us there.
Yeah, so I was just like, wow, I'm just in awe. So I don't even know who Gavin Adcock is until he almost fought Zach Bryan. So it's like, slow down.
He's got some good music.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, if you listen to him. I mean,
but nothing that we've heard of.
I'm sure maybe there's a song you've heard of, but because like Spotify, when I go and I overplay Zach Bryan and I finally run out of all of his songs, then it goes to like similar artists. So then I'll start learning, some other ones through it. But so that'll be your homework this week. Just see if you give it a listen and see if you like them.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't recognize any of these songs.
No, but sometimes it's not about it's listening. It's just same thing too. I've listened to all of his albums, Zach Bryan's albums, over and over and over for years now. And still to this day, I mean, I've been listening to it nonstop since we got back from the concert. And I've been hearing, like, the songs have hit me in a different way. Or I've been hearing a lyric that maybe just kind of went under what am I
like under the radar. Like
under the radar, and then all of a sudden it just like pings because maybe I needed to hear that lyric that day. Maybe 100%. It got me through something.
Yep.
And I had told you that the other day too, like a lot of his, maybe it's just coincidental, no matter where anyone stands on the political sides of the spectrum, but it like got me through the whole Charlie Kirk thing because he was just such a Christian man and believed in God, and God is in a lot of Zach Bryan songs, especially the one that was inspired by my new tattoo that we're going to get. But yeah, just how music, and I think you had mentioned this before, how music is so powerful and it gets you through times of your life, good and bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think that you're right, because sometimes you can hear a song, I mean, especially Zach Bryan or any artist who like really has, meaningful words and not just like we're going to the club to get tipsy.
Right.
like the good song. Yeah. And then you hear it and you're like, oh, I needed to hear that. Or like it makes me think of this person. Or maybe it gives you like a little bit of hope in the moment that you're not alone in that feeling of, does this get better, or whatever you're feeling. It's just like, yeah, it is so powerful, and it's so important to like use that a little bit as therapy too.
Yeah, well, I had posted a meme the other day, and I don't remember like the exact quote was, but just like, the average person can look at experiences and learn from it, and then there's other people that like are just so oblivious to having their experience learn or can't be inspired by the outside surroundings. But I feel like that's in a song too. Like if you're hearing a lyric, it just like hits you in a different way and then makes you like think a different way or feel a different way or be more empathetic in a way that maybe you weren't going to be before because something just struck a chord.
Ooh, I love how you just said struck a chord. Like literally, like pun intended. Nice one.
Bravo.
So that was our high.
Well, no, that was your high too?
Well, I mean, it was definitely a high.
Okay.
It was definitely top 3.
Ooh.
I think also to like further on that is that another high in that was just doing something with Mike, taking time for he and I to go away, do something away from the kids and ask my mom to watch the boys overnight. Like there was just so many components. And then as the third part of this high was just like kind of going with the flow in how you knew that I loved him, love his music, and you were just like, hey, he's coming, so I'm just going to buy the tickets. And you pretty much knew that you could sell them to somebody else, if needed be. But, and it was just like for then me to just say, I'm going to go and I'm just going to push us and go out on this, weekend night and do the drive and enjoy it. And now truly it's not just my high of the summer. It's like definitely a huge high of Mike's. Like it was so neat to see him and I and do this like new thing together, and then with you and Jay, and it's like we wouldn't have done that for ourselves. We would not have put ourselves first and gone and done something cool like that. And sometimes in life you just need to be surrounded by people that are going to say, this is cool and you deserve to have fun, and this is what we're going to go do.
Yeah, so for all of you people out there, if you feel like your kind of life is like one track, stale, like you need some excitement, not saying the people that you're surrounding by sucks, but maybe you need to go out and befriend somebody who is a planner or somebody who wants to enjoy experience that's going to force you, because there's people that, you know, I've done that before. I buy the tickets, you know, with certain people in mind and be like, okay, I bought his tickets. And they're like, okay, no, we're not going to do that, you know? And then, you know, in my life, I feel like I have, you know, people lined up, you know, people that are willing to do it. Even not in that way. But I have people that even if they've never heard of the people in the band or the music, be like, yeah, I'm just down for a good time.
You guys, people are lining up to hang out with Danielle. If you get the chance to hang out with her, do not let it slip away.
You will regret it forever.
They're lining up. Oh, that was rich. That was great. Thank you.
It just goes with my slap happy mood or my indifferent mood or whatever the hell is happening to me today.
That's amazing.
Oh. So, okay, you said that was one of your highs.
Yeah, that was one of my highs. The other one was that I finally opened my cycle studio.
Oh, yes, that's right, because they don't know about that because our last one was right before 4th of July, and you opened the weekend after.
I did. Yeah, we opened July 11th, and it's Party Cycle Movement. Is my audio, like, so weird and off right now? Okay. I feel like there's... Oh, now.
There we go.
Okay, now it's clear. Okay, so I opened up my own cycle studio in Hoffman Estates. It is in this Bellworks building, which has been interesting to navigate, but there's offices in there. There's a cute little market in there to grab food, coffees, whatever. And there's other retailers in there. And yeah, we opened July 11th. So we are currently just charging through. We just got into we just finished our second month.
Woohoo!
I know, which is insane because, you know, like when you have your quarters of the year, it's like, oh my gosh, we're already halfway through quarter one and it is mind blowing. The amount of things I've learned about myself and about my team and about the people around me, what I need from them. It's like, I always thought, you know, just losing people in life, like going through something like a death or what, like some huge thing in life shows you who your friends are, shows you who you want to, you know, count on and who you can count on, who actually just shows up and drops everything, whatever. But now, so last summer, lost my dad. This summer, I open up my cycle studio. And between the two of them, honestly, I think I've learned so much about myself in both instances, and also I've learned who is going to be there for me or not. And the people that were there for me, say during my dad, and then maybe they just turned out to be like horribly unsupportive people in this instance. It's just interesting. It's like, you know, I'm kind of glad because at first I was feeling like, wow, you know, I'm losing friends or I'm losing this, but then I really had to sit with it, and I think I'm not losing anything of value. I'm gaining time and wisdom that's going to allow me to put myself toward people and things that deserve my energy. So like sometimes it definitely feels like a really big loss. But then when you kind of sit back and you look at it kind of like from the outside view looking in, you realize like what a blessing it all is, as much as, you know, the hard times are so hard, but it's like, well, you learn a lot. So I think that it was like the ultimate roller coaster, and I'm still on it. And, you know, we're in it kind of for the long haul for, you know, at least the next 2 years.
Yeah,
so like,
do it.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Eye-opening for sure.
So a question for you, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have been like tossing back this idea of like, should I or shouldn't I? Should I do this? Should I not? And I know months leading up to you even like opening and signing the lease, and even like probably a year before that, like throwing back the idea and just second guessing yourself and just being like, you know, I love this, but am I a business owner? And the what ifs of, you know, the whole thing. Do you feel that if you go back to a Patty 6 months ago, 8 months ago, and all the thoughts that you had in your head, into the Patty now 2 months being opened, was the idea and the fear definitely worse than the actual trenches that you went through over the last, and it was totally worth it? If you had to redo something, would you do something differently? Would you have waited longer? Would you have opened sooner? Any advice for people out there right now that are trying to figure out their next move?
I would say my biggest advice is to just sit back and pray about it and like really just write and look inward. I am not the type of person to sit, excuse me, to sit and do a business plan. But I think having a plan of what do I expect my days to look like as a business owner. So like, honestly, my days like far exceed what I hoped they would be. My, like the fact that I'm so, just the location, the way that my family's involved, it's everything that I wanted in that sense. So as long as you kind of have a really good idea of what it is that you're doing this for, and then, so I would say pray about it, know exactly what you want, and then, be willing to pivot and like be so flexible, because all the things that I was afraid of have not happened. And all the things that I never thought were even possible have happened. So I'm just like, okay, I worried about all these other things, didn't need to. And I'm like, you don't know until you're in it. And unfortunately, that's a lot of times. Like I don't have, I have a lot of support, like having lost my dad and probably like the greatest business owner that I could have ever turned to for advice and this stuff. So I didn't have that, but you learn so much that you cannot learn from somebody telling you anyways. And even if my dad was here and he would have said X, Y, and Z, I'd have been like, oh, I'm going to do it my way. And I still would have learned, So it's kind of like just go after it and I always think like, is it worth it? I don't know. But I do know that when I'm 80, I'm going to know that I did something to try to make the world a better place and my little community a better place and just something kind of just for me. And like life is so short. I don't mean to sound selfish because I do have a husband and kids and whatever, but it's like if you can do something and there's something on your heart, you can run away from it forever and it's still going to find its way to gnaw at you and knock on your door and be like, what about me? What about this dream? So you can't escape it. So just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, Nike's $1 billion company, but that slogan, so it obviously means something.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it's also, too, if you have to have a little faith in yourself. It's just like the same thing. How can you love somebody when you don't love yourself? Mm-hmm. And the same thing. How can you cheer for other people and have faith in other people if you don't have the faith in yourself? Yeah. You could have 5 people on your sideline cheering for you, but if you think you're going to fail, you're not going to be successful. So it's taking all those feelings and how you want to be proud of somebody else, how you want to love somebody else, how you want to cheer for someone else. You have to do that to yourself first. You have to put yourself first. And I think we've gotten away from that because there's so many words that are just up in bright lights during the last couple of years. And a lot of people are selfish. Well, it's not really being selfish. It's, taking care of yourself so you can be the person that you need to be for the people around you. Mm-hmm. More like self-care, another word that's, in bright lights these days too. But I think there's got to be a good combination of the both in order to be a good human. And I feel like we've gotten so far away from that. It doesn't take much to be kind. It doesn't take that much to be a nice person. Yes, we're all going to have our bad days. We're all going to bark at the people that we love, and we're going to take things out on the people that we love. But if we can just at least resonate with ourselves at the end of the day and be like, okay, I didn't like the way I reacted to that. I didn't like the way that I treated that person, and reflect on that and just try to be that better self the next day. And teaching all the younger kids too. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to disagree with your friend. It's just how you handle things. And I think we've gotten so far away with learning how to handle things appropriately because it's from one extreme to the next. It's either you're over talking about it in therapy or you're completely shutting down at home and not talking about it. And I feel like we need to get back to that middle ground. Find that person that lets you be yourself and talk through the things that you need to talk through, and not just a yes person. It's always nice to have a yes person in your corner, right? When you need that little pick me up, you're like, okay, I'm going to call that person because I know they're going to say everything I want them to say. And then you snap out of it and you're like, okay, now I need a swift kick in the ass. Who can I call to be like, all right, Danielle, remove your head from your ass and let's just, focus on what matters right now.
I feel like everything you just said My therapist would be so proud.
I need to take her out for a drink.
Have you been going to therapy in our hiatus?
I tell you, no, I have therapy sessions with the person in my brain.
I was just going to say, is that also the person that you call when you need a swift kick in the ass? So you're just like, where's the nearest mirror? Smack me across the face, and you just hold. But it is hard to hold yourself accountable because you have to admit that you have this issue or this ongoing thing. Nobody wants to admit when they're wrong. Like my kids, when I'm like, hey, you accidentally hit your brother, just say sorry. And they're like, well, I didn't mean to. And I'm like, that's not the point. The point is somebody was hurt by your actions, and you're not a horrible person. Can you just take accountability and apologize? And it's wild because I look around in my personal life, and it's not just my 11 and 9 and 4-year-old kid that needs to hear that. You can feel bad and say you're sorry without it meaning that you're a horrible person. Like it can go, two ways. It can be you did your best and it still wasn't enough. And now what are you going to do about it? And it's like, until you can say, because I did this is happening, until you can admit that and like really know that about yourself, you cannot make a better choice. You're going to keep making that other choice because you can't, you haven't allowed yourself to admit it. And it's just, that is so frustrating to watch and experience.
I feel like that's what makes you a horrible person, is when you're an adult and you know right from wrong and you keep apologizing about the same thing over and over and over, and you don't do anything to change your actions or the actions of others around you or the reactions. That's when I think you're just manipulative or selfish, or very unrealistic, living in a world that you think that you can keep doing those things without consequences.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a little that when people are so delusional, and then they're like, well, nobody in my nobody thinks it's wrong except for you. And it's like, who can you give me that list of people? You need better people in your life. You need people that are going to look at you and know what you want out of life, and know that, how are they having a hand in letting you not be what you should be in life.
Right.
Those are yes people. Those are the people that you do not want to surround yourself with. You're not growing. You're not your best self. Then they allow you to be the worst version of yourself.
Yeah.
So if you're allowing it, and then you're just surrounding yourself with other people that just kind of, and you know what? I've really found, again, with opening up my cycle studio, people love to see you not fulfill all that you're capable of. I think people are more comfortable when they can see me in this little box. I think that friends, friends that say oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm doing.
For those not watching on YouTube, it's air quotes, so not real friends, friends,
quote unquote friends.
Yeah,
yeah, that say oh, I can't wait for this and that for you, and then just you can feel how ingenuine it is. And it's those aren't the people that you ever want. And it's good to try new things and push yourself, because that's when the people that aren't actually genuinely supporting you and really caring for you, they're going to fall off because it makes them so uncomfortable to see you succeed.
It's jealousy because you're doing something either that they can't or they don't think is possible. And that's the biggest thing. I think that's why friendships grow to the strength that they do in most people's lives, or when they fall apart, it's because you can't grasp or be happy for someone who's doing better. It's hard for someone to say, you're doing better than me, or you're better at this than me, instead of just misery loves company.
Right. Yeah. It's people are more comfortable watching others not go for it, because if they themselves have not gone for their dreams, then they don't want to see anybody else go for it, because then they're like, that shoulda, coulda, woulda been me if only I was brave enough, stupid enough to,
right,
all these things to really just do it. So be careful who you're friends with, because they literally change your entire life. And they, you are who you spend your time with. You are the sum of the 8 people that you are surrounded by most often, or however that saying goes.
You are what you hang with?
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
That's what my grandma used to say.
I mean,
show me your friends and I'll tell you your future.
Yeah, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are, right?
Yeah.
Or like also, we talked about this recently, but if somebody followed you around for a week, would they know what your goals are? And it's just like just that level of honesty that you have to have with yourself and the people that are in your life. But it starts with you and just kind of being self-aware and understanding, why are you the way you are? Stop giving yourself excuses for all the things and stop playing the victim, because at the end of the day, when you're on your deathbed and we're looking back, we're not going to be sitting there being like, well, if so-and-so hadn't done this to me, then I would have, been happy.
Right.
It's like, no, you're going to be sitting there thinking, why did I sit back?
Why did I let those people have so much power over me? Why did I let the past have so much power over me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're just going to sit there just wondering. And you're going to, maybe then you'll take accountability. But unfortunately,
I doubt that.
It's too late at that point. Well, like when your life flashes before your eyes.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like, we talked about this too. Like when someone close to you dies, or maybe like, let's just say not close to you, someone, whatever, someone who had an influence in your life dies. Mm-hmm. And then for the next 2 weeks, you're like, oh, you only live once. I'm going to book the trip. I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell my mom I love her. I'm going to spend more time with my siblings. I'm going to do all these things. And then the third week, you're like, what? Who? I mean, things go back to normal because we're creatures of habit and our priorities change. And especially in this life that we live, that they force us to make work and money a priority over, family and God and friends and all the things that you can't put a dollar sign on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think the biggest thing for me to combat that happening, because it is overwhelming, especially when you have these moments in life that are either really tragic or really amazing, and they enlighten you and you have those like aha moments. Hang on to those, like maybe write it all down. Like I'm big on like visually, I forget everything, so I have to write it down and think about it. But it's like, take one thing. It doesn't have to be a complete, 360 lifestyle change, or 180, I guess would be the lifestyle change. It can be just like one or two things. So a lot of the times, especially since, losing my dad or some like really strong relationships in my life, I just kind of sit and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do one thing better this week. I'm just going to call one extra time, or I'm just going to sit by myself, more than I'm going to like invest my time in this like drama or toxic stuff, or I'm just going to put the phone down at 8:00 at night and never touch it again. Like the little changes that you can make, because if you try to do it all at once, you're likely going to fail. It has to be like a slow build and a slow change, 1% better every day. That's what my friend Shannon says in her cycle class. And I think about it all the time. And some days I'm not. Some days I'm actually like 5% worse, but that's okay, because you go through.
And you recognize it. It's a difference if you don't recognize it.
True. I mean, and that is step one, recognizing it.
Not being delusional.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So we talked about our highs of the summer.
Yeah.
What was your low of the summer?
My low was like wrapped up in just like the fact that I've been like let down by people, and then it kind of makes me look at people that I support or people that I want to be there for, and how do I show up for others. So instead of sitting around and being like, because honestly, like between you and I, it was really hard to open up a studio coming from this huge box gym, several of them, several locations, several managers, whatever, waitlisted classes. I could do an event and blink and like it would be completely like every spot filled, and it was great and it was fun and the energy was through the roof. And then to open up my own place and try to build an indoor cycling community or a fitness community in a place where there really isn't one within a 10-15 minute drive, it has been really just kind of crazy to me. And I think, God, I was driving so far to go and teach all these places, and then now I'm just like solo, and it's just me, and I'm canceling classes or the classes aren't filled. And so 2 weeks ago, I probably wouldn't have even been able to like say that out loud. I would have been so emotional and like just so sad about it. But then it's just kind of like, okay, well, realizing that, as things change and like like just who am I and how do I want to be there for other people, and like the genuine times or whatever, and like when are people going to show up for you and how are you showing up for them, and just the type of person that you want to be. You realize it more in your times of defeat than you ever would in your times of success, because when things are going really great, it's like awesome, they're going really great, but then like who are you at the end of the day? Grow. Yeah, for sure. I mean, this was 100% a season of growth. Like that should have been my word of the year. My word of the year rolled over from last year, and it was just clarity. And man, maybe I got a little too much clarity this year.
Well, that's good then. Now you can take the word growth and you can run with it into next year.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If it was easy, everyone would do it. You know, in these big box stores, they've had these places, they've had this established. They have like a community where it's a hodgepodge of things, and you can come in. You're focusing on one thing or two things, I would say. You know, the fitness side of it, maybe three things: fitness, then cycle, and then actually turning your classes into more than just a workout. It's a mental vacation. It is a mental motivation.
I love that.
You are inspiring people and changing fitness, because fitness has pretty much been the same thing. You know, I feel like Richard Simmons, like back in the day, you know, like he was very uplifting and powerful and, you know, said some things. But I mean, if all of us look back and go through all the fitness classes we've taken, all the gyms we've joined, you have some things like, don't give up, your brain gives up before your body gives up, or vice versa, or whatever the hell, however it goes, and they'll just spew out some kind of motivational things a few times, but you're doing it throughout the entire class. And I'm sure every single person, whether people would deem them as a horrible person or a good person, when they leave your class, they are digesting what you're saying, and they're taking whatever you're saying, and they're trying to implement in some point of their day, their week, their year, their month. It hits them. So Rome wasn't built overnight, especially it's a new space. It's going to happen. And the fact that you can look at it and say, okay, this was sad about it, and this is what I was used to, and this is what I'm going to work towards. It gives you something to work towards, because if it was easy right now, you could just sit and coast. I know. And then you just collect your paycheck, and then you're not growing, and you're going to be not doing a service to the people who sign up in your classes, because you're like, oh, it's easy. It's cool. It's great.
I know, but we want it to be easy so much of the time. It's like you just want it to just the first time around. But, that's definitely not what life is about. And again, yes, you're right. I wouldn't be growing and learning so much about myself. And honestly, like, I'm proud of myself for, the way that I have to now figure everything out and pivot and turn things around. And also that quote that's like, see what happens when you don't give up, or like you're in the season when most people quit, so keep going. So if that's you out there, and maybe it's not a business, maybe it's, a million things that could be going wrong or different than you planned. If you're in the season where most people quit, just keep going.
Right.
See what happens.
Got to figure out how it ends.
Yeah. Message me and we can commiserate together. And then we can call Danielle and she can give us a swift kick in the ass to keep going.
That's what I'm here for.
So what was your low?
My low is every year my in-laws come in and they spend time with us for about a month in August. And first couple days into their stay, my mother-in-law fell and injured herself quite bad, which we didn't think that was the case at the beginning of the fall. We thought it was just a little oopsie bump, which ended up turning into 2 black eyes and some fractured spine and swollen neck stuff and a whole plethora of things. So it definitely ruined her trip, because she wasn't up for a lot of things that we usually like to do and take her out and, do some touristy things in Chicago. So she was more kind of like couch ridden. So it was super sad. And the fall happened on my watch as well, even though it wasn't my fault. I definitely felt some guilt for a few weeks that it was my fault. So dealing with that and like understanding that, and even 5 people can tell you it wasn't your fault. It was an accident, but it's just us and humans and how we process things and feel things. And maybe sometimes we feel better when we take accountability for something, because you always want someone to blame or to try to understand the whys of why things happen. So, yeah, that was rough. August was definitely a rough month with, just navigating that. And, she's doing good now. She got her neck collar off. Things are moving along. But, it's also just scary. I hate when people say this, but our body is a temple. We only get one. And we really need to take care of it. Everything in moderation. You want to go eat the French fries and the pizza and have a Coca-Cola and have some cocktails. That's fine. But we do have to remember that, our body is what's going to get us through to the end of time. And as soon as that body starts breaking down and falling apart, your quality of life goes away. And what's the point of living when you don't have a quality of life?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's so scary and so sad. And but accidents happen. Thank God she's okay.
Yeah.
But no, I totally get it, because having kids, anytime that they get hurt, it's like the replay in my head of, if only I had done this. If only I hadn't chosen to go here at that time. If only I hadn't blinked. Right. If only I hadn't taken that breath. There's no way that you can control the accidents. And I feel so bad for her. And oh my God, poor thing.
Yeah. But she was a good sport about it.
Well, thank God.
Yeah.
That's when you find out who you really are.
Right.
Because
For
people
sure.
can be so miserable and pitiful. So I'm glad that she's feeling better.
Yeah. So here's to next year, a better August. Will make up for all the lost times and all the missed opportunities we had while she was here. So
yeah. Absolutely. Do you want to talk about the other low within our high of the summer with Zach Bryan? Because it is my favorite story, and we haven't even gone back and rehashed it.
The hotel?
Yes.
Tobacco? Oh my God.
I don't know if you can call it a hotel, but yes.
So guys, I'm going to give you a little tip. In all my years of traveling, we have booked hotels, and we've booked hotels through hotels.com and all the third-party sites. Never had an issue. So I knew as soon as I knew Zach Bryan was coming to Notre Dame, hotels were going to sell out. Thanks God to Shannon. Shannon's like, we got to get on it. They're going to sell out, or they're going to become $700 a night. So we booked the hotel room. So mind you, Shannon had gotten her own room, and even though she ditched us anyways. And then I was like, there's no point of me and Patty getting 2 separate rooms. Bunk it up, save some money. We're just going there to sleep. So one room. I also, me, the planner, forgot about the time change.
Totally.
So Patty thought she was getting there at 5:30 when really she was getting there at 6:30 because I forgot about the time change. So by the time we got there,
I have no idea.
Me and JR get to the hotel, and I'm like, plenty of time to shower and get ready. We're waiting in line. All of a sudden, there's a line out the door at this hotel. And I'm like, why is there a line? Is there one person checking people in? Because the hotel that we picked was literally 0.02 miles from the stadium. It was closer.
Wow.
Or 0.2 miles. It was
sounds
very
lovely.
close.
That sounds real
lovely. It was
amazing.
So I'm like, okay, well, everyone's checking in at the same time. Check-in was at 4, whatever. So we wait 45 minutes, and then we realize we were hearing that the systems went down at the Wyndham. And I'm like, okay, whatever, that makes sense now. So now we get up to the counter. Finally, it's our turn. I'm so excited. Just fucking check in, shower. And they're like, we don't see your reservation. Could it be under something else? I'm like, okay, give them my name. We give them the confirmation code. Sorry, we don't see that here. I go, well, are we at the Clover Hotel? And they're like, well, yeah, that was the name of our hotel, but we switched names. By chance, did you book your reservation with a third-party site? And we're like, yeah, hotels.com. And she's like, yeah, unfortunately, that a lot of the people that did third-party sites, when we changed names, the reservations just went away. I said, okay, so what? Well, we're sold out. I go, so you mean to tell me that we booked this in advance, now we don't have a hotel room? I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. So there's uproar. It happened 50 people in this lobby. I literally thought there was going to be a riot.
Yeah, I got the text in the car, and Jay texted Mike and goes, it's about to be a riot in here. You're missing out. And there's nothing worse than that Mike hates than crowds and riots. He's always like, Patty, do not get involved. We're walking away. He wants, you know what I mean? He wants nothing to do with it. And I'm always like, I could fix the situation. Let me in. Anyway, so I'm just picturing you guys in this lobby, and I was so confused. I knew the system had gone down because you had updated us on that. And then, you called and you gave us the news.
So now we're looking everywhere. I tell Shannon the story. She's looking for us. And I'm like, everything is an hour away. We're like, at this point, we just might as well just drive home. Why drive an hour away when we could just drive another hour and be home? And then anything we think would come up would be like $700 a night. So we're like going back and forth. There's like nothing. So then finally we've come to the conclusion we probably have to sleep in the car. We're okay with that. We've digested that. Jay is now on the phone with hotels.com and they're trying to make it right. And finally they're like, oh, okay, we found you a hotel at Studio 6. It's about 25 minutes away. And he's like, we're going to refund you for the hotel, this hotel, and then we're going to pay for that one. And he's like, okay, cool, fine. 20 minutes is better than, sleeping in the car. I pull it up online. Okay, it looks nice. No big deal. Cool. We get there. We pull in, and it's a fucking Motel 6.
It's not. What was it?
Studio 6. They tried to pull a fast one on us, which they said it was $600 a night. Anyone who pays $600 a night to stay at a Motel 6, I need to have a conversation with you. So immediately we walk in. It smells of like Lysol to the point where they're trying to cover up a smell, like a dead body or bodily fluids or dead rats, something. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just see. Let's just see how it goes. You're walking down the hallways. It feels like you're walking through like a jail cell. We open up the door to the room. The wood is rotting. It must have flooded. There's no battery in the smoke detector. I find mold. I'm pulling away the sheets, seeing if there's bed bugs. There's not even full-size pillows. They're like little throw pillows wrapped in gross sheets. Pillowcases look like they hadn't been washed. We're trying not to put anything on the floor. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. So I call Patty. I go, Patty, it's not a Studio 6. It's a Motel 6.
No, you didn't even say that. You just texted and she goes, this place isn't great, via text. And I go, okay. And she goes, I'm checking the bed for bed bugs. And I look at Mike because we're still in the car. And I'm like, Mike, I don't know. Like, Danielle, she's like, she's fine places. Like, she's not some bougie whatever. So I'm just like, if she thinks it's bad though, like, we've got standards. Like, this must be bad. Like, is she serious about checking for bed bugs, or is this just like a funny haha, she's being dramatic? Either way, we pull up to the Studio 6 and Mike goes, ask her if it's the Motel 6. It's telling me to go to Motel 6. I go, there's no way that they walked in to Motel 6. They walked into Motel 6. So I called her. I go, is it a Motel 6? She goes, yeah, they got us good. And I go, no. I go, Mike, there's like 5 different hotels all around. At this point, I hadn't even seen the pictures. So thank God. And I was still adamant. And I said a quick prayer up to the heavens above. And I was like, Mike, take me to every single, like, we're not going down without a fight. Meanwhile, there was the time change. So Danielle's like, sure, Patty, you can go around. Like, we've already checked, but you can go around. But we also have to get to Zach Bryan because so-and-so goes on in however long. So I'm like, okay, shoot. I don't want to hold us up, but like, I at least have to try, So we pull up to one. I run in. There's nobody there. I call them. They're booked. Go to the next one. They're booked. Then we go to the next one and Mike goes, I'm not even going to pull up here. It's too nice. There's no way that they have an opening. And I said, Mike, just pull up. Just pull up because I'm not going to the Motel 6 until we check every single place right now. And so I walk in and I'm like, hey, you guys don't happen to have a room available? And the girl's like, no, we're completely booked. Da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then I'm about to walk out and then she goes, well, we did just have one suite cancel. And I go, excuse me? Sweet? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, how much is it going to be? And I'm literally, if Motel 6 was charging, what, $600? I was like, $1,000? Like, okay, what is this place worth? I'm like, Mike, come in. They've got a suite. I'm like, snag it before someone takes it offline, And the girl's like, well, no, this hasn't gone online yet. So that's why nobody's booked it, because it literally just happened. Talk about the right place at the right time.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So I'm like, how much is it? $300. She goes, plus tax. Is that going to be okay? I'm like, oh yeah, I think that'll do. I'm like, you said suite. And she goes, how many of you are there? I'm like, there's 4. But I was so nervous that I'm like, just do your thing on the computer and get us in this room. Like, give me the key. And then yeah, sure enough, it worked. Jay and Danielle come in with their coolers full of shit. And they're like, see you later, Motel 6.
Seriously, awful, disgusting, gross. And I feel like I am a little bit bougie when it comes to putting me in a hotel room. Like, I do not want to wake up with a rat on top of me or bed bugs or like anything in my So I think Jay never really gets nervous, but I feel like he was super nervous when we walked into that Motel 6.
I can't believe you walked in. I can't believe that you walked in. Like, you checked in.
Well, in all honesty, I also never been into a Motel 6 before, so I really didn't think it was maybe going to be that bad, especially when they said it was $600.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, maybe they just get a bad rap, right? Maybe the hookers use it too, but they still do a good job of cleaning it and washing the sheets.
Oh my God, I love that so much. I just think, like, what an experience. How funny. And also just, like, truly meant to be. It was meant to be just for the story. And just, like, to see her and Jay's faces, it was just a riot. And then we had to drop our stuff and essentially just get on the road and go. So
yeah, we made it in time to see Zach
perfect.
Bryan. It was fine. Yeah.
But a lesson learned. And then Jay was like on the, like, with a chat bot or something, like trying to like tell them like, hey, we are not staying in that Motel 6, and also like you're crediting our account because you like we need to be refunded for the original place. We're not going to. And then they were like, all right, well, did you tell Motel 6? Did you tell Studio 6 about, you know, your experience and that you were leaving? And Jay goes, no, it was completely unsafe, uninhabitable.
But like, they know what they're running. They're like, yeah, what did you think you were getting? You're at a Motel 6, stupid.
Oh my gosh, seriously. And we're just like, I don't know, we've never been in a Motel 6. Maybe it's not that
maybe
bad.
I was benefit of the doubt, or also desperation. People do things when they're desperate. It was like, okay, 25 minutes away, or driving back home, or sleeping in a car.
Sleeping in the car. Yep, sleeping in the car.
But that definitely was a low within a high. I was like, thank God the show was great, because I'm like, it was just, me and Jay just felt like we were just bringing our stuff in and out of hotels for like 2 days, because the day before we had a wedding out of town, so we were in a hotel. So it was just like became this joke that we just kept bringing this cooler in and out, in and out, in and out.
Did you even use the cooler? Why didn't you just leave it in your car? Someone would have stole it out of the Motel 6. Oh my gosh.
But it was great. It was great.
It was
We
fun.
didn't die. We didn't get bed bugs.
No, I felt like a kid again.
Yeah.
I felt like no responsibilities, no cares. And literally, like we talked about, it was less than 24 hours.
It was less than 24 hours.
It's amazing. Yeah. Take the trip. Go to the concert.
Yeah. Sometimes it's
dinner.
just a couple hour refresh.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It was so good.
And I feel like, too, like for you guys, especially like having kids and like always being in a car with kids, like that you guys get to drive and like bond and talk and listen to music together and like have a conversation, because you're like on the open road, you know, like I feel like you become a different person, or you're inspired by different things, you know. It's not just the same mundane conversation that you would have sitting at a dinner table or on a couch, right? Am I right?
Yeah, it was great.
So
it was awesome.
Well, I hope you guys are excited that we're back.
Yeah, we're not going to take another hiatus for at least another 2 seasons.
Yeah, unless Patty opens up another studio or I start another business venture, which is not on my vision board yet, but maybe for 2026. I don't know. Who knows?
God
Who
only knows
what to
where
bring.
we're going.
Yeah.
Are we in season 3? Did we discuss that?
We didn't, but yeah, this is season 3, episode 1.
Woo!
We're starting.
Oh, this is
And then
great.
maybe we're going to make it to the podcast convention this year.
Oh, yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself, friends.
Invest in yourself.
Let's do it.
Or invest in a fun weekend. However you want to look at it.
Yeah,
however you want to make it a tax write-off.
I was just going to say, it's a write-off.
Oh, thanks, guys. We're happy to be back. And we're going to keep being us. So you can keep being you.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to do it?
That was your thing. I thought I was supposed to do a part of it, but I forgot.
But maybe we can. We're going to keep being us.
So you can keep being you.
Woo! That's season 3.
That was 58 minutes.